everyone, welcome to All Inspired, where we like to do all things homemaking inspired. And in today's video, we're going to be decorating for Halloween as well as making little snack bags for the soccer team. I will also be telling you about my experience at the most haunted mansion in the world, the mansion that's in St. Louis. We went and took a tour of that, and so I'll tell you how that went, as well as some of my own personal ghost stories that I have. I'll share those with you as well. But first, we're going to decorate nothing scary, but just a little spooky. I have these adorable little houses. My mom actually painted these in the early 1990s. I'm not sure what year these are from, but they range from like 91 all the way to 98. She painted these, and I have some of them, and it would come. You go to Michael's and you get a box, and it had everything in the kit, the paint and the glitter and any little item that it had, like the light bulb. It was all in the box, and then it would give you all the instructions to put it together. And so my mom actually hand painted every single one of those. I will have some more over on the mantelpiece that I'll be putting up as well, but I think it looks so stunning. I love the way this picture looks. I do need to hang it up, but I love that fall setting. That is Paris. I think it's so beautiful, but look at how detailed the painting is. This is super old, but it looks so good still. As I start to put out all my spooky Halloween decor, let's talk the most haunted mansion in the world, the Limp Mansion. It was pretty neat. We got to go in. It was kind of an informal type of a setting. It wasn't very expensive with taxes and everything. We paid about $100 to do the tour. I definitely don't think they took us through the whole entire mansion. They said it was like 29,000 square feet. And although we did go through 3 floors, like 3 flights, it's kind of choppy and cut up. And I don't feel like we explored the whole thing, even though it is like an Airbnb and there was 2 bedrooms that were being rented out. So we, of course, respected their privacy and didn't go in there. But even with that said, I don't think we saw the whole mansion. There's definitely some places that were not being shown on the tour. And they also used the nursery, which was a rounded, pretty cool room from the exterior, and it was above like the sunroom or the terrarium room. It was above that, and it was rounded. And he talked about how like the babies they were born because they had like 12 kids or 11 kids or something, but they would keep them in the nursery, and then they would eventually age out into the bedrooms. And so I thought it was weird that they used that for storage and we couldn't go into the nursery, because I thought that would be pretty cool to explore in there. I also wish they would have allowed us to go to the attic, which I know like on the uh when they'll have people come and they'll film for TV, like the mediums come and explore it, they'll typically let them in the attic. I guess there was some rumors about a boy that had some sort of issues and he was housed in the attic. They didn't tell us anything about that. None of the limp children had any issues and none of them were kept in the attic, but there are rumors about that. But it was pretty neat to listen to the history of the story. What was even crazier is the Limps only owned that place for like 10 years, 15 years, something like that. The new family that bought it, the Pointers, they actually put in a restaurant down below. And then they eventually, it was used as like chopped up in apartments. And they eventually, once all the tenants left the apartments, they started renovating it and restoring it back to a house and turned it into an Airbnb and a place for weddings and dinner parties. And they do like a theater party in there. And they host a lot of different events, but they've actually owned the property for far longer than the Limps ever owned the property. So that's quite interesting that they've held on to that ever since the Limps left the mansion. They bought it and they've had it ever since. So I just thought that was quite interesting. However, let's get to the ghost stories. Do I think there's any ghosts there? No, I really don't. Them saying it's the most haunted place, I just don't see it. It's a really old house. It's a cool house. I've done quite a bit of tours around the Campbell house is one that we did a few different times. And that one was super, super cool. I felt like it was significantly bigger than the Limp Mansion. Their house was donated to the Historical Society with everything in it, except for the servant stuff, which I'm not sure why they didn't have the servant stuff. Maybe they let them take all the furniture and stuff with them when they left. But when the last descendant passed away, they left everything to the Historical Society, which was so cool because you can see all their original plates, their furniture, everything. And it's so cool. And they even do an event for Christmas where you can go through and you could see how they would decorate for Christmas. So it's super neat. I don't think the Limp Mansion is haunted. I do think it is a really cool place though. But I went ahead and I want to tell you guys about these little snack bags. We do snacks for soccer games. I don't know if you guys just do that. We do a little emoji down below if you guys do that for your soccer team. So we do little snacks. Some people make like a whole lunch. It's quite wild. I didn't want to do that, so I just went to the dollar store. I picked up these little splasher waters. I picked up the little cute bags and then some gummies. They're like fingers or something. They're Halloween gummies, pumpkin something. And so I had my husband grab the oranges and then I just made them Halloween themed, made them little ghosts and little jack-o'-lanterns. And then I threw the gummies in, took this to their soccer game, and the kids thought it was like the coolest thing in the world. I don't know how you could impress kids so much with so little, but they liked it. So it was a win. It was very inexpensive. I paid like a couple bucks for all those items at the Dollar Tree. And then the little cutie oranges, I only used like half the bag. So we have the rest for our family, which works out great. Plus, this was like an early soccer game. I didn't want to fill them up with a bunch of sugar. Most of these kids probably haven't even eaten dinner yet. So I just gave them a little healthy snack with just a tiny bit of sugar because you can't just give them an orange and a water. You got to give them something cool. So they ended up with just a little bit of sugar and a little snack that would tide them over, which worked perfectly for the youngest kiddo for us because she was actually hanging out with her friend that night and they were headed straight to a chili cook-off. So they were about to go eat some great dinner and they were going to get to sample a ton of chili. So I thought that it was awesome that they just have a little tiny snack to tide them over until they get to go eat their dinner. So perfect idea. If you guys have any sporting events where you bring a snack, I think this is a great idea. You can do so many different things. It doesn't have to be oranges. I've seen a lot of different cute ideas with different items, but just making it themed around whatever time of year that is, and then just throwing it in a cute little decorative bag and handing them out at the practice. Want to talk about spooky? This back area is spooky. There's so many spiders back here. We have a creek right in our backyard, and anytime you have a water source nearby, you get all the little critters. And so I have to come out here quite often and get this clean. And I'm going to do a really thorough cleaning, making sure there's no spider webs out here, making sure that I get everything nice and cleaned up. I'm going to get everything wiped down. The fall season is here. It's beautiful outside. The weather is changing, and being able to be outside where it's not blazing hot out is wonderful. And we love to use this outdoor space. And so I'm going to make it look wonderful in this video. I'm going to add all the spooky touches. I am going to decorate this whole area back here because that's our main road right there. And during Halloween, we actually have a lot of kids that come in here from other neighborhoods. Like we have quite on our main road, we have quite a few neighborhoods all along here, and we get a lot of traffic in that road right there. There's a little like where like area where you have to go over the creek, the little bridge. It's not really a bridge, it's just a road, but you have to go over the creek right there. And a lot of people will pull in and park right there because it's not in front of anyone's house. And so there's just a lot of traffic on that main road. So I'm going to decorate this back porch. I went ahead and got some zip ties, and I'm actually going to just zip tie everything onto the railing so that when you're driving by or walking by, you can see the back deck all decorated and looking great. Actually, when I was out here doing that, I didn't record the whole entire time. My camera died and I didn't realize, but very simple, just zip tying everything to the banister. But as I was decorating, I was putting on the black lights. There was a family and they had stopped and they were kind of watching me decorate and put everything up. So it was really cute. I already know that people are going to love seeing this from the road. But first, there's pollen, there's dirt, there's skunk, there's just nastiness. I want to come out here and feel comfortable sitting in this furniture. And so I just grabbed a bucket. I grabbed some water, very warm water, and some dish soap. And I'm just going to give these a really, really thorough wipe. Wiping down with dish soap helps not only just to clean it, but also to repel the bugs. They don't really tend to like the smell of the dish soap. It'll only last for so long, but hopefully it'll keep them away for a little bit so I can enjoy my space. And then I'm going to start decorating, and in just a little bit I will tell you guys my ghost story, my own personal ghost story. Okay, so my own personal ghost story. It's rather personal. When, um, and you can chop this up to whatever you want. You have your own beliefs. It's all up to you. It's whatever you believe in. Because I will tell you that there could be an alternative. So let's just tell you the story first. First, I was 7 months pregnant and my sister passed away in a car accident. And when I delivered my daughter, I was sitting in the hotel or the hospital room. And so I was all by myself and I'm just sitting in the room and I'm holding my newborn baby and, just rocking her. And you know how you feel when someone's looking at you, like if someone looks at you for too long, you can feel it. So I felt that way. Like I felt like someone was looking at me. And so I looked up. Well, up and over to the right, there was a mirror. And I saw someone sitting in the chair through the mirror with like short black hair. My sister had short black hair and she was in that mirror. And so, of course, I turned to look at the chair to see if she's in the chair. She's not in the chair. I turn back to look in the mirror. She's not in the mirror. So, needless to say, it scared the living crap out of me. I absolutely was startled. Like, even though it's my loved one, it was my sister, like she had just passed away a few months ago. It was still very startling to me. I never had any other experience. My mom was battling cancer, and when my sister passed away, she took that loss significantly. She never had any experiences. She never had any encounters or anything like that. I'm pretty sure my sister wanted to let me know that she was there for me. But the fact that it startled me so much, she never came back around. So we never had it's not like reoccurring instances. Also, I was going through a lot. I was, took medication when I delivered my daughter. So I was under the influence of some very strong pain medication. And I also was grief stricken. I already delivering a baby on its own. I was a very young mother. So that there was a lot that went along with my pregnancy. And so that was just overwhelming on its own, but not to mention you lose your sister unexpectedly. It was just that could put you in a different frame of mind. So I believe that that's what I saw, but I do believe that other people could say you were just grief stricken or you were sedated or you were under the influence or something along those lines, because I was under the pain medication from delivering my daughter. I mean, I had the epidural, so I don't know, but I definitely do feel like that epidural makes you feel strange. And so I understand, but to me, I guess it's probably more just a comfort, because that was like my sister's way of coming and saying goodbye to me. So that was what I experienced with her. My mom also did pass away because she had breast cancer a few years later, and I never saw her, but I do feel like at the day after she passed away, it just felt like a sense of everything's going to be okay. And I feel like that was her way of maybe saying goodbye to me. I don't know. I think we all have our own ways of dealing with grief. And sometimes for us, it's just easier for us to like to think that they came and said goodbye to us, or it just gives us that closure that we need, or at least for me, it does. So do you guys have any spooky ghost stories? Have you ever seen any ghosts? I believe that there is some sort of energy. I believe that houses have energy. I mean, so many people live in so many houses for so long. It's like, how does that, the energy just leave the house? Like Einstein says, the energy never ceased to exist. So if you raised a family in a house for 20 years or even more, some people raise their families generation after generation under one roof. where does all that go when you just move out, or does it just disappear? I don't know. But have you guys had any spooky stories? I've heard people tell fun ghost stories where like the ghost will move stuff around. Those are the kinds that I like. I don't like the spooky ones where they like throw stuff at you and slam stuff. That's not my kind of ghost. I like the Casper, the friendly ghost. So, do you guys have any fun stories? Have you ever heard of any ghost tales or anything like that? We have quite a few around St. Louis. They actually do a bunch of haunted tours, I guess, just spooky areas around here. I am going to go ahead and get all of this stuff zip tied on here. I'm not going to show you guys this because it took me so long just to zip tie this all on here, but I just took a zip tie, strung it through every item, and then just zip tied it straight onto this deck. And then I'll show you guys the end result in just a few minutes. It looks so good. Let me know what you think of the spooky blacklight glow in the dark vibe. Are you here for it? Hit the like button. If so, it helps out my channel so much, and I really appreciate it when you guys do that. It lets YouTube know that you like my videos, and then they can show them to more people, and then I can just keep making more and more videos for y'all. So hit that like button if you would. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm gonna zip tie all this on here, and then I'm gonna show you guys how everything turned out.